All right, welcome to Reality Rundown, episode 21. I'm your host, Connor Nelson, along with my co-host, Christian Holman. How you doing?
Doing well.
New headset.
Yep, got a new headset. I can hear everything now. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear.
New headset, new man.
I know, that's right. I feel pretty for once in my life, so it's a good feeling.
If you guys are watching on YouTube and you like the podcast, please leave a like. Subscribe. It'll let you know when we post videos every time after the episodes. We post them on YouTube, and it'll show up on your feed. And if you want to leave a comment about what you would like to hear about, what we should do different, anything like that, we would appreciate that too. If you want to watch us record live, we go live at twitch.tv/reality rundown after every single episode. And you can catch us there. Tonight's episode, it was a good one.
It was a good one. Things happened.
Zingbot's back.
Yeah, I love the Zingbot episodes. Zingbot is. When I was younger, I didn't really like Zingbot all too much, but now that I'm older,
Probably didn't understand most of like the jokes too, because he's honestly ruthless. Like they actually go pretty hard.
Yeah, I got a feeling Nicole cried afterwards.
Maybe during it.
I think she cried the season where she was with Corey. After the roast.
I don't remember her roast, but I mean she cries enough to where she probably cries after everything. So there's a good chance she cried.
Her roast tonight. You don't remember her roast tonight?
No. I'm saying from.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I'm pretty sure she cried because she thought that she's like, if that's how America sees me, I feel so dumb or bad or something like that. So.
But it's like this is your second go around. What do you mean? Like
this is her third go around.
No, but I'm saying like
back then.
Yeah. Either way, this episode starts with Memphis after the nominations talking about how he's got a plan in motion where he wants to backdoor David. And honestly, I don't get it. I don't understand this move. I don't understand why. Like, even if this was his plan, he goes into this week, he doesn't talk to anybody, he doesn't want to tell anybody his plan, doesn't want to tell anybody anything, even the people he's working with. So, like, if this is your plan, why not tell the people you're closest to so you can, like, actually, like, make it good and, like, not just, like, throw everything together last second like he's basically doing.
Yeah, and it's not like this is some, like, big, crazy move he's trying to pull. If you want to get rid of David, just tell everyone in your alliance.
Just put David on the block.
Exactly. put David on the block.
Again,
tell everyone in your alliance.
Yeah.
I want to get rid of David this week. But I'm guessing he didn't want to get exactly what he ended up getting, where he actually thought through a plan and was like, wait, maybe it does make more sense to go after Kevin and Davon.
Yeah, and it's like even too, if you're gonna backdoor David too, don't make a deal with him right before you're about to do it. Like,
yeah,
don't tell him anything. Just say, hey, again, worst case scenario, David plays in the veto, he wins the veto. Noms stay the same. Kevin or Davon go home, and then next week David goes. Who cares? David has not done one thing in this game yet to show that like he's a big threat or he's gonna do something crazy. Like,
no, he hasn't. No, it just doesn't make sense.
He won a lucky power. Like, it was just a chance. Like, it was in the dark. It wasn't like he was like skilled at something. He just walked around and luckily found something. So
exactly.
I don't understand the what he's doing here.
Yeah, it's complete nonsense, I believe.
David talks in the DR, and he's just like, if I do get picked for the veto, I will 100% try to win it. I'm not throwing it. I don't care about the deal we made, but the only way I can secure my safety is if I win. And honestly, that's the right call. I mean, if you're that dumb and like you don't go for the veto just based off of hey, if you throw the veto, you're good with me. Like, when he's already put you on the block, come on. Like, it's the smart way for him to go for the veto.
Yeah, that's literally the deal he made was so stupid.
So stupid.
Saying if you don't try to win the veto, I won't put you on the block. And I want to work with you after that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't I just win it and we can do whatever you want to do with it? That's so stupid.
It's basically saying, hey, I want to backdoor you this week. Please don't win.
Exactly. It's so dumb.
Yeah. I don't get it, but, here we are. And Memphis is I kind of understanding, but not much. Kevin is in the DR talking about how he's a block professional, which I guess technically this season this is his fourth time. But the problem with Kevin is he, like, if there wasn't bigger targets, he would 100% go home based off of his like campaigning trail. Like he's not a good campaigner. He basically just goes around and mopes and just like does really nothing to help himself. But the thing is, he's up against people that are way bigger threats than he is.
No, Kevin is gonna go final 3. Kevin makes final 3 and goes on the block 9 times. Like that's his role.
Yeah.
And if I was nominating, if I was HOH, I was thinking about it in the episode. I would literally say, Kevin, you're on the block because that is your role this season.
That's what you're here for.
You are the pawn. Anyone who goes out on the block against Kevin, no, you're gonna go home. Kevin, I'm taking you to final.
This is the 4th time, so like, what? Nothing is changing.
No, I mean, and he's gonna be after Davon's gone. You have Kevin and David, but the alliances are really starting to focus their sights on each other at this point. So I'm thinking, which I've been saying this for 3 weeks, but I feel that next week is the week where a committee.
We've been saying this for like 3 weeks straight, and it's just not happening.
They got to pull the trigger eventually, right?
You would think. You got like Memphis and Enzo talking about how they want to make a big shot and how they want to make a big move, and then they just do like the most like cupcake.
They want to go after David.
Yeah, it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, this isn't a big move at all, and you're not going to be respected in the jury for this move. So like, I don't understand it. Memphis talks to Kevin now, and he's like, I'm sorry, but I didn't really have much to go off of this week, and really the only thing I did go off of was Davon used the veto on you, so it's a very clear that you guys are definitely a pair, and I'll need to split you guys up. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, like, yeah, they need to be split.
But it should click with Davon and Kevin that they're the big group. There is a big group, and Memphis is definitely part of it because he's been HOH twice and not put up anybody from that side of the house.
Yeah, that entire side, no one who's won an HOH has been put up on the block, I guess except for Tyler. But yeah, I mean, it's so obvious that there's a huge alliance over there.
Yep.
It's so obvious.
Very.
Which
obvious.
I mean, Davon knows it. I mean, she's talked about it for the last 3 weeks.
She knows there's a big alliance, but I don't think she's got it pegged to the point of who's in it and what their roles are. I think she just thinks that like there's a big group, but then like Tyler's kind of on the outside, David's on the outside, Memphis may be kind of on the outside, when in reality like David's
she thinks it's
part
the guys.
of it.
I think she thinks it's the 5 guys.
True. Which that's David's fault.
Yeah.
David just straight up, there's a guys alliance when there's not a guys alliance. But either way, Danny, Cody, and Enzo are talking in the key room, and they're just like, Davon and Kevin really did this to themselves, or Davon did this to herself. She used the veto. Danny's like, I told her not to do it. It was going to screw her game. It was going to screw my game. And she went ahead and did it, and she's on the block. So really, she can't blame anybody but herself here.
Yeah, I mean, and then Danny starts going like, I want to take her off the block, though. I still want to work with her.
Yeah.
Well, I understand in one sense, but like, if you win the veto, you take her off, that is worst case scenario.
You're back where she was last week.
Exact same thing that she just did on your HOH.
Except this is worse because
the people now you're making the duo.
Yeah.
So it's very, very dumb.
Very dumb. But again, last week Davon should have used the veto. Like she did the right play. It just sucks that they couldn't have won power. She was going on the block.
I think saving
anyway.
Ian would have been a better move.
Yeah, but at the time she didn't know that she was like that close with Ian. Like that Ian was definitely working with her. So
yeah, but
why
would you ever? It doesn't make sense to ever save Kevin.
Yeah, she just. Well, I guess, yeah. I agree. I don't think Kevin's the one you need to save. Kevin's not doing anything in this game, but she just sees Kevin as like he's got my back no matter what. So I'm gonna ride with him. Again, not probably the best person to pick to do that, but
it's the worst person in fact.
David and Kevin are very close.
No, David would go home.
But I just because Kevin's winning things. Kevin's at least won a veto. He's won a veto. He won the string. Yeah, he won the string thing. He pulled himself off the block.
Oh, yeah.
So at least he's won one thing. So
well, technically David has two. On a technicality, David has won one thing. And Kevin is literally going to go final 3 because he's a perfect pawn. If David's sitting there on the block, he's going to go home at this point.
Yeah, true. This group also talks about how they want noms to stay the same. They don't want to change anything. They want to win the veto and lock it in to where nothing has to change. No one else goes up, and they send either Davon or Kevin home. They don't really seem to care at this point, but I think that's going to shift later on in the week. Tomorrow, but yeah, that's about it with them. Davon and Kevin talk, and they're just like, I mean, it is what it is. Here we are. I use the veto, and they know we're a pair, and there's really nothing we can do about it. They think that there's a chance that since David's not on the block, that there's either David's working with Memphis or there's a plan to backdoor David.
Yeah, which it was a very good assumption.
That's a good read. Yeah, that's a good read.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Davon is she makes really good reads, and then she makes really bad reads.
Yeah, I was about to say it's either
so it's like she gets that thing where she's like 1 out of 100, but she focuses on the one she gets. It's not that bad of odds, I would assume, but she's like, I guess this right, so I guess them all right apparently.
And it's almost like she will go, someone will give her information, and it'll be 100% right and 100% true, and she'll be like, I need to fact check that. But then someone will go up to her and tell her something completely wrong, completely false, fake, and she just will take that at face value and not ask anybody, talk to anybody. And it's like, you need to be fact checking that stuff and not the actual good, it's just she's got it all. Again, her reads this year have been terrible, when in the past they've been... That's what she's known for. So it's just tough. I don't know.
I mean, even her reads in the past, I think her reads in the past are the exact same as this year. She gets some right, but she gets a lot wrong.
Yeah.
Because what her opinion is on Memphis. She's thinking Memphis is lying to her about the back door when he's being very honest about it. He's like, I really want to do it.
Yeah.
And the cards fall to where it makes sense where he would be lying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's hard because you the way things happened. It's very it looks on the outside they were just blowing smoke. Memphis is trying to look good for jury votes, and here we are. There was never really a plan to backdoor David.
But this is where the getting your reads right is pretty important.
Yeah, 100%. And really, she's got to think. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. But this is the first part of the episode, the first 25%. That's basically all that was just them being put on the block and everybody kind of just talking about that. Really not much. But we get to the veto players being picked, and Memphis draws Tyler, which there's got to be some type of record where he's played in the most vetoes. I know he hasn't been on the block much, but maybe it's a record of not being on the block but still playing in the veto. He's got to have that record.
Every week, one, isn't it?
This year, yeah, but it's just I don't know about on his regular season, but I think even on his original season,
he got a bunch of them too. I think he won a bunch of vetoes too.
Yeah.
In the regular season.
So there's got to be some type of I don't know. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But either way, Memphis pulls Tyler. This is where it gets interesting. Davon pulls house guest choice and chooses Nicole. She doesn't choose Danny. She's like, the votes were me, Kevin, Nicole. David didn't vote that way, so maybe Nicole's with me. Maybe Nicole will win this for me. Which, again, terrible read. But Kevin pulls house guest choice. Again, doesn't pick David, picks Danny. And again, what are they doing? David's the one person out of everybody in this house that will pull one of you down, and neither one of you pick him. And it's tough. It's very tough.
Yeah. And something that kind of got on my nerves is Nicole is talking so Danny and Nicole have a conversation before that, or maybe it's after that, I don't know. But it's we have to save Davon.
Yeah, it's
and
after.
Nicole's like, I feel so bad about what I did with the votes that if I get it, I want to save Davon. But it's like, wait. Davon's not who looks bad from the votes. David is the one who's looking bad from the votes. So maybe you feel bad for David.
But to be fair, Davon's going to be way more mad than David will be once Davon finds out that Nicole flipped and it wasn't David. There's a good chance. No, Davon's going to be mad.
Oh, well, I think she's definitely mad, but I think David's going to be just as mad.
He already knows someone flipped. He knows it wasn't him, so...
Yeah, but he doesn't know who it was. He assumes it's Nicole. But once it comes out where it's like, it was definitely Nicole.
Yeah, I still think Davon's going to go
be able to point a finger.
But yeah, they talk, and they definitely want to keep Davon in the game. Which again, it's fair because they think that they're tight with Davon, and honestly, it's not looking good for them because they're showing their cards. Like they're pushing for Davon to stay, and they're telling other people like we got to get the votes for Davon, and they're like, why does she want Davon in this house so bad? Like why do they want Davon in this house so bad? And it's very clear that they've got some stuff going on with Davon, and I don't know why they're doing that.
Yeah, it's really bad gameplay.
Yeah.
Like Davon made herself a duo last week by saving Kevin, and even I don't think noms are any different this week, whether she saves him or not, if he stayed. But she still made herself a duo. Like Memphis says later on, it makes for a great excuse.
Yeah, that's all someone needs is an excuse.
Exactly, and now Danny's doing the exact same thing. I think Nicole probably as well. But
yeah. Tyler talks after the veto players are picked, and he's like, "This is very clear. Like I had my suspicions, but now that they picked Nicole and Danny for the veto instead of David, it's very clear that they've got some stuff going on, and things are getting a little shady." And he's right. I mean, you're not going to pick them unless you think that one of them may save you.
Yeah, I mean, technically, but not really. I mean, at this point in the game, like they're really outcasts. But at least on its face, it's like they're talking to you guys a lot. They're campaigning for you.
Yeah.
Now you're picking them. You're not picking the one guy who probably would save you. So it's just like very fishy behavior.
Yeah. Memphis comes into the room and grabs Tyler, and he comes in and he tells Nicole, Danny, and Tyler that he's got this plan and the draw could not have gone better, and that he wants them three to throw the veto because he wants to backdoor David. And you can they're basically just like, yeah, okay, all right, but they don't say yes or no really. They're just like, all right, and then that's the whole conversation. That's literally all he says is, I want you guys to throw it, I'm backdooring David, and then just walks out. That's all he gives them.
I don't fully understand the whole I do understand why it happens, but it's so dumb to me, the fact that HOHs win HOH, and then they're like, everyone needs to do what I say. It's the HOH, and people do it.
After the noms are locked, you have no power.
Memphis' HOH. I just want to do it. I want to do it the HOH once. No, do what you want. It's your game, not their game.
Yeah, do what's good for your game. Yeah, 100%. I mean, if it's good for your game to do it, the HOH wants to do it, but don't screw you so the HOH looks better.
Exactly.
But either way, as soon as this conversation ends, Nicole and Danny are like, I'm not throwing this. If I'm gonna win this, I want to win a comp. Not just because I want to save Davon or Danny. I just want to win a comp. So I'm not throwing this. But they want to save Davon. They're like, if I win, we're taking Davon down. And then Tyler in the DR right after this is like, yeah, I'm not I'm not throwing this comp. I'm winning this. And later on, we see that he tells Memphis I'm probably gonna try a little bit. But yeah, it's just dumb game. It's just, if you're gonna have this plan, at least sit down and talk it through. Don't just be like, this is what's happening. This is what I want. You're going to throw this comp, and I'm going to backdoor David. No one's going to be perceptive to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the exact same thing where it happened Memphis' last HOH. He just gets it, and he's just turns into a tyrant and just tells people what he can and can't do, which David even says a little later, which I haven't seen anyone deny anybody in a while. But when he has Memphis' HOH, he does let people use a shower or the bathroom.
Yeah,
no,
he locks the door. He doesn't talk to anybody, and it's just that's not the way you need to be. Especially in it's a social game. This game is all about being social, all about the social aspects. And when you get power to just block everybody off and do just what you want to do and don't have any intake from anybody, even if you manipulate someone into doing what you want to do, that's better than just being I'm not listening to anybody. This is what's happening, and I don't care what you guys think.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not smart. Either way, right after this, Tyler and Memphis talk, and again, this is when Tyler's like, I don't understand why you want to backdoor David when David's out on an island by himself. I know he's coming after you, maybe, but there's a clear pair here with Davon and Kevin that are way more dangerous than David. And Memphis doesn't really give him much here. He's just like, yeah, I want to backdoor him. And Tyler's like, well, I'm probably going to try a little bit in this veto comp.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's what he should do. I mean, no reason to listen to what Memphis says.
No. And again, it keeps showing Tyler in the DR, like, Memphis, I don't care. Like, if you know me, if you've watched me play, I'm not just going to throw something just so you get your way and hurt not only my game, but realistically hurting your own game. Like, he's like even seeing it from Memphis' eyes, like, Memphis, this is not good for you either. So I don't know why you're pushing for this so hard.
Yeah, I'm guessing they don't even know about the deal he made with David. Which,
no,
I mean,
he hasn't told anybody anything.
Exactly. Who knows what David's told. But I think Memphis should try to work with David. Like, actually try to work with David.
Yeah. I mean, and I thought there was a chance they were going to, like, based off a couple episodes ago, whenever David was on the block before he used his power, he was, like, hugged up on him, like, dude, you got this. And I thought that there was going to be something there, but clearly not.
Yeah.
And again, I don't understand hey, man, I'll keep you safe this week. I'll keep you off the block. Just don't play in the veto and then turn around and put him on the block. It just doesn't add up.
So stupid.
So dumb. Either way, Tyler goes and tells Cody Memphis' plan, and Cody was like, he didn't tell me any of that. And again, just shows that, like, Memphis, I'm pretty sure has a final 2 with Cody, doesn't tell him anything. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like, people aren't going to trust you if you don't tell them anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's very big blunder. Makes no sense.
It's been like a whole season blunder for Memphis, I feel like.
Yeah.
But no, Tyler tells him that the plan is to throw the comp and backdoor David, and Cody's like, why would anybody do that? Like, David is completely alone, has nobody. We can reel him in, whereas Davon and Kevin are a clear pair, and they're coming after us no matter what. So, and he's like, well, do you think that I should throw it, or do you think I should actually try to win? And Cody's like, no, you have to win that. Like, win it. And he's like, all right, that's it. Like, Tyler's going to win the veto if he can.
Yeah, which only makes sense to do.
100%. So then we get to the veto, and Zingbot wakes everybody up in the morning with his, like, loud robot voice.
I can't do it.
No, I can't either. I was gonna attempt it, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this. But, he wakes everybody up, says, get in the backyard. Everybody goes to the backyard, and he has, like, and Zingbot's up on, like, a ledge in the backyard where, like, away
Is
from
that the neighbor's
everything.
house?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. But he has, like, long hair, and I think do they change the name of, like, the year, like, Zingbot 9000 was this year? Is it like Zingbot?
It's usually not Zingbot 9000.
Okay,
if I remember correctly.
Okay. But either way, he's in the backyard. He has long hair, and he looks different than he normally does. And he's called Tiger Zing, and I didn't know if it was funny, if it was corny. I laughed a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. But did you watch Tiger King?
Oh yeah, I like the play on the words there.
Yeah.
The Tiger Zing. Zing!
But either way, Zingbot, he is known for every year he comes for a veto comp and just completely roast every single person. And normally they're pretty brutal, and this year there was a few that were pretty good. He starts.
I didn't think this year was super bad.
Yeah, true.
I also thought it was a little too obvious. Like, usually he'll say some stuff, and I'll try to guess what he's about to say for his zing, and then he'll throw some wrenches in my ideas. But no, this time I kind of knew everything he was going to say, which I was kind of disappointed in.
Yeah, his first one was, all of you here are all-stars, or all of you here are all-stars, and then there's David.
He said, everyone here is all-stars. I can't believe I'm here with all you all-stars. It's so amazing to be here. And
also David.
I can't believe I'm here, and I can't believe David's here either.
Yeah, that was it. I can't believe David's here either. Yeah. Which, and then it goes straight to Memphis and the DR. You're like, yep, I completely agree. He's a rookie. He shouldn't be here.
Yeah, which that's the reason Memphis is targeting him so much, because he's like, this dude's a horrible player. He shouldn't be here, and that's the reason he's targeting him. But it looks really bad. Yeah,
100%, 100%. The next one was, he says, Enzo, what's more pathetic than a 40-year-old calling themselves the Meow Meow, and then he like pauses and then says nothing.
Nothing.
And then I don't know if Enzo was like actually hurt by this because he goes straight to the DR and he's like, "It's Inchenzo, my full government name. Nobody ever called me the Meow 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 ever again. I'm just going by Inchenzo." And he actually looked like he was like upset about it.
No, I think he was just joking.
I hope.
I think the Meow Meow was just making some jokes. I was gonna make a cat joke, but I can't do that.
Memphis was Dan was your number one, or you were Dan's number one in your last season, but this season you're just a big pile of number two, or a giant number two. And David seemed to really like this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone really liked that for the most part. Everyone's like, yeah, this dude's kind of a pile of number two. So, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Cody was you're a perfect 10.
And so is your IQ.
And so is your IQ. And then Nicole's like, yeah, he's dumb. He's an idiot.
I didn't realize he was so dumb in terms of like his vocabulary. I know that's what they were talking about, but I didn't realize that his vocabulary was so bad.
Yeah. Danny's was from your first season. A lot of people said you look like an old crow, and now you're just old.
An old pro.
Was that what it was?
I thought it was pro.
Maybe. I don't know.
Old crow would be offensive.
Is that
for
offensive?
her last season? Because it was like everyone used to think you're an old pro. Now you just look old. You don't even look like a pro anymore.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Because I think an old crow is worse than just being old.
Christmases.
Which I'm gonna be honest, I think Danny looks younger. I think she looks younger than she did in her past seasons.
I don't know.
I think she looks younger.
I don't know. Christmases was what's the difference in you and the holiday, and it was like something like
it's cold. It's stressful.
Stress-inducing, and what was the last one? I couldn't catch the last one.
I don't remember the last one.
And either way, it was like and
the other is the holidays.
And yeah, something like that, and everybody went nuts. Like, which again, it's true. Like, she's very stress-inducing. She's very cold.
Maybe some of it makes you angry or something.
Maybe, or is it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But it goes to Davon in the DR, and she's like, honestly, her name should be Halloween, and everybody should.
I thought that was hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, and throughout this
Davon
week,
had a lot of really funny lines this episode.
I think the last couple weeks she's been like calling Christmas like to other people like different holidays. It's not been Christmas. It's been like Flag Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving. Like, she's not calling it Christmas at all. I don't know if she's done it to her face. I can't imagine she's done it to her face. But behind her back, she's been calling her like different holidays, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
Kevin's, he just said your nickname is boring, which it's funny. Like, he is boring, but I think it could have been better.
Yeah.
It's just very generic.
Yeah, maybe puppy. I don't know, pouting. Something to do with his constant pouting, or the fact that he's always on the block. He sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, what I thought he was going to say is David's. Whenever Zingbot roasted David, I thought it would make more sense for him to be like, I thought everyone should be here, except for Kevin, because everyone's going to think you're going to say David, when it's like, wait, no, Kevin, you Kevin. Suck.
Yeah.
That's what Zingbot usually does, which I was hoping he would do.
And then Tyler's was the people that say the real winner is who gets the girl and not the $500,000 is a liar, which
very true. I'd much rather have $500,000.
Hannah, did you hear that, Hannah?
Sorry, Hannah. I'm going with the money.
But yeah, that was. I mean, again, they were decent. They weren't. I've seen better Zingbot, but I've seen worse Zingbot.
Nicole.
Oh, I did. Yeah, he sang a song about being whiny and her
Here
voice being
comes
terrible.
the bride. What is it? Here comes the bride.
I have no idea.
Always whiny and cries. Every time I hear her voice, I want to F and die. I think that's what it was.
I think that was it. And she was upset.
Yeah.
She took that very personal.
I think she cried.
It is though. Like, she's always whining. Her voice is awful. I don't know. I think that was probably his best one.
Yeah, definitely.
Either way, we get to the veto comp, and it's a maze in the backyard where they have to go get 3 different stuffed animals and put them in the right cages based off what they look like. And Davon goes first, and I don't understand this. Like, you're on the block, her and Kevin both. You guys are on the block, and you're acting like you're scared of stuffed animals. Just grab the thing and run. Like,
They
you're
were
fighting
making
for your
noises.
life here.
They were making noise, and I think it actually, like, they turned a corner and it's like, ah. I don't think the animals were scaring them.
But
I think
like,
it was the random sound effects that caught them off guard.
maybe, but like,
I don't think they're afraid to
but
pick
they were
them
the
up.
only two that were like, they walk in, like, jump back, like, take their time, and like, it's like, go. What are you doing? You're on the block. Like, who cares? It's just I don't understand that at all.
Yeah,
but,
and their performances showed that too.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're you're fighting for your life here, and this is how you perform. But Davon goes first, then Memphis, then Nicole, then Danny, then Kevin, then Tyler. And really, I mean, during it, they don't show much. They just show them running around the maze, getting the different tigers, putting them in the cages. I guess they showed like the different strategies, I guess. But I mean, let's say you were in that comp, what would your strategy be going into it?
I would have done what I think Memphis. Who was the one who ran around who grabbed the first stuffed animal they saw?
Memphis did that.
I would have grabbed my first stuffed animal and ran around with it like that because I think that's the fastest way to do it.
I think it was Danny.
Tyler did it too.
Yeah, and I think Danny did too. Where she, who was
Danny
it?
did.
It
Danny,
Tyler
yeah,
that
that was what I was thinking. I was like, literally, whenever the first person who went, they were opening the gate. I was like, why would you open the gate? Just throw it over the gate.
Yeah, Danny did that. She just put 100%.
Yeah,
but
and Nicole threw it in and then picked
it up. And then moved it around. What are you doing?
Like setting up. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, and so dumb.
Which I think she was trying to throw it.
But who was it that left one in the cage, the wrong cage, and then came back and got it? And
Tyler.
That was the right strategy.
Yeah, that's the same strategy. It's similar strategy to what Tyler or to what Memphis did, except he left it, which that actually was a good idea.
Yeah, like take it with you. Just leave it at the first cage you get. Go back when you find the next one, and then take that to the one you find next. And again, it shows that was probably the right thing to do. Either way, after it's over, we get the times. Davon's time, 6 minutes and 53 seconds, which is terrible. Like,
Lordy,
how is she this bad at comps? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Because again, on the challenge, hasn't she almost won?
No.
Okay, never mind.
She was not close to winning. She said that, but she was not close to winning the challenge.
Okay, yeah, I didn't watch it, so I don't know. I'm just going based off what
unless I remember incorrectly, but I'm fairly positive I remember.
But from what I've heard from other people, like, wasn't she decent at the comps on the challenge?
No.
Okay, never mind. All right, either way, she's, again, 6 minutes and 53 seconds. How are you, like, you're on the block, how is it that bad? Like, clearly this competition was not hard based on the other times.
No, and Kevin, exact same way. What was he, 5:50?
Kevin, 5 minutes and 33 seconds. Not far behind. Like, it's a minute.
Well,
but
really far behind. I mean, it's everyone else put up 3 minutes. It's like, come on, guys.
So we got Memphis at 3 minutes and 29 seconds, Nicole at 4 minutes 22 seconds, Danny at 3 minutes 41 seconds, and Tyler at 2 minutes and 55 seconds. So the difference in Davon and Tyler, 6 minutes and 53 seconds to 2 minutes and 55 seconds. You're on the block. Like,
yeah, and this wasn't like it was a hard comp.
Honestly, I feel like she walked the entire thing.
Yeah, it was not a hard comp.
No. It's mind-boggling how I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But it's her game. I don't know. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about, I don't know what I was going to say. Either way, Tyler wins the veto, and Memphis is not happy that Tyler didn't throw it. Like, it's very clear. You can see it on his face. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, why did he win this? There was no reason for him to win this, but here we are. And I think it cuts to Kevin and Davon talking, and they're just like, he's not going to use it. Like, Tyler's not going to use it. There was never a plan to backdoor David, and he just wanted to look good, and it here we are. We're good. One of us
which
home.
She gets half of it right, but she misses the other half.
Yeah. Memphis, during this conversation, Memphis walks by, grabs both of them, takes them to a room. He's like, the plan is still a go. He didn't throw it. He said he would. I don't know what that's about, but I got to talk to Tyler, but I'm pretty sure he's going to use it, and we're going to get David out of here, and the plans, we're good. And as soon as he leaves, Davon's like, yeah, he's full of crap. I don't believe him for a second.
Yeah, she's calling BS.
But to be fair, Memphis really thinks that David's going to get backdoored and the plan is a go. So it's just, it's tough. Nobody, like, Davon and Kevin can't get on the same page as everybody else, and they just think the opposite of what's really happening.
Yeah, and it sucks for them, but everyone else is going to be enjoying the spoils of that.
Yeah. Tyler now talks to Memphis after the veto. He has the veto, and Memphis walks in and is like, dude, why did you not throw that? And he's like, I couldn't do it. I like the competitor in me. And this talk was not very long, but pretty long on the feeds. And you can tell that like Memphis is visibly upset that he didn't throw it and that he won it. And he's just like, I want to backdoor David, or I want to get David out of here. And then all of a sudden it's a hiccup and it's a problem. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why all of a sudden when I want someone out, everybody seems to have a problem with it. And Tyler's giving him logical things like, dude, David is on an island by himself. He has nobody. Davon and Kevin, they're a clear two. They're a power duo. One of them need to go.
Don't call them a power duo.
Well, that's what Tyler said.
Yeah, that was a bad use of the word power duo.
Yeah, but I think he was just trying to nail it into Memphis's head that one of these people have to go.
Yeah, which he's not nailing it because they're working together. He's nailing it because they're at least looking like they're working with Danny and Nicole. That's where the issue really comes to play.
Which he gets to. So, and then like this, it keeps going back and forth, and Memphis is really not picking it up. He's just like, I want David out of here. And then he says, there's a reason that they picked Nicole and Danny for the veto. Like, why would they do that if there's not something going on there? And then it clicks with Memphis, and he's like, you know what? You're right. There's something going on there, and maybe Davon or Kevin should leave this week. And it's like, hello. Duh. Yeah, duh. And it's just good to see that, like, Tyler completely flipped Memphis here into being like, you know what, my plan wasn't right, and it wasn't good for me to get David out of here, and one of them should go. And that just shows, like, again, Tyler's a really good player, and, like, his head's back into the game, where 1 week ago, he was ready to self-evict and leave.
Yeah, I feel like we could name this podcast, Duh. I think that'd make a lot of sense, you know? But, yeah, it's just like, use your brain, dude. Like, obviously not everyone's working with you the way you want them to.
But, yeah, it shows here that, like, even in Memphis and the DR after this is like, you know what? Like, I thought we needed to get David out this week, but Tyler had some really good points, and it's kind of clear now that one of them need to go.
Yeah. Duh.
So we get to the veto meeting, and this is the first veto meeting we've seen the speeches actually be shown, which again I think is weird. I guess like all of them have been straightforward. Like, I would appreciate it if you use it. I understand if you don't.
Yeah, I think it's because Davon actually did something.
Some substance to it. So
which she wasn't actually right, but
no. Kevin stands up and goes first, and basically he's like, you were here last week. You were hopeful that someone would use it on you. I'm just hopeful that you'll use it on me, and sits down. Like, that was it. Davon stands up, and she's like, all right, let's cut the crap. This plan has been in motion for a while, starting with Christmas, putting up Bailey and getting Bailey out, and then points at Tyler and Memphis, says, you two now do this, and then probably working alongside, and then points at David, and it's just like, what are you talking? Like, no, you're not right at all. But
yeah, there has not been a plan to get you out for weeks.
No, it's just I understand. But this is what I don't understand. It's like, if you are trying to get votes to stay, this is not what you need to do. Because let's say those three are working together. David and Tyler are 2 votes. You need 4 to stay. You lose 2 right there automatically. You're not getting those 2. So like,
most likely, yeah.
I mean,
most likely. But yeah,
it's just not smart to like blatantly call people out if you're trying to get votes to stay at this point. But
yeah, maybe wait until the HOA, or wait till the eviction,
when you get a better grasp of what's going on. Like, you don't and
you're on live TV, so you can make sure your message is definitely said.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand this, and it doesn't work. Tyler doesn't use the veto. The noms stay the same, so we have Davon and Kevin on the block. one will get evicted tomorrow, and if I had to bet, it's going to be Davon.
Yeah, Davon makes
Kevin
the most
will
sense.
survive his fourth block.
Kevin is intended to win this game.
No.
Kevin wins this game. If Kevin makes final 2 and he's been on the block 9 times,
He's got a good argument.
You think they're going to give it to him?
No. I don't.
I think they might. I think there's going to be some
better
argument,
jury. But he won't. I don't think he'll get it. But
some...
you're right. You got Davon loves him. Ian will probably give him his vote.
No, I don't think he will.
I think he would.
I don't think Ian. I think
it all depends on who's up there, who he's up against.
Based on what Ian was saying the night he was evicted, he's not going to be a bitter juror.
Yeah, but that was him on live television. You should have seen him talking on the feeds.
What is he saying on the feeds?
Very bitter. Very bitter.
Well, we did see him talking to Danny, being like, "This is so stupid.
He was very
if I go home." But that was not where. Well, but he's also doing that to be like, "Don't evict me."
Yeah, but he was even doing that past that. Like that whole week, he was. So I think.
But that's also when he didn't think there was a plan.
Yeah,
he thought that it was a mistake.
I do think he's gonna vote based off of gameplay, but if there's a chance he does go the bitter route. I'm saying that chance is there, and if it's there, I think he votes Kevin. If Kevin's in the final 2, which I don't think he will be, but
Kevin's winning it. My vote's for Kevin. What do you think? What do you think the odds makers have Kevin winning? I think
honestly, you would get him at very high odds. Like that would be a good bet for you if you wanted to take that bet.
That's probably a plus 7,000.
I would say more than that. I can't imagine it's even close. Either way, at the very end, they tease the Big Brother legend is coming back tomorrow to throw in a new twist, and the feeds have been off the feeds have been completely off since last night at 2 a.m. They're still off. I don't think they're still up. So I don't know if it's for that, and if it's for that, what could they be doing that takes all night and all day long? Actually,
so what they're going to be doing right now was we were told at the very beginning of the game that there's 3 twists basically that are going to come to the game, which we had the first 3 weeks of.
We had the save. You can save someone,
MVP
pull someone off
or
the block, or
VIP.
save someone. Yeah, save someone and save yourself.
We had these 3 weeks of superpowers.
Yep.
Now the next 3 weeks are probably going to be something that the old legend will be revealing.
All right, what's your prediction? What do you think it's going to be?
Ian is back in the house. Just kidding. No, I think. I don't have
a clue. I don't have any.
I don't have
idea.
A single guess, really.
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be something crazy. I mean, it's got to be something decent with them teasing it this much. They've been teasing it since Sunday about a Big Brother legend coming back and being their neighbor and a twist. So it's got to be something decent, but I just hope it's
maybe
not something
it is
really
the jury house. Maybe the neighbor's house is the jury house.
I literally said that last episode, and you're like, no, it's not Ian.
Well, it sounded dumb when you said it.
You're an
idiot.
It sounded dumb
when you said it, but now that I thought of it with my own free will, it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it could be. Like Ian just pops up, and it's just like, Ian's there. There's Ian.
Yeah, so we're going to have a live jury all season.
I don't think it's going to be that. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be it. But I don't know what it is. But either way, for the feeds to be down that long, it's got to be, if it's for that, it's got to be something huge because.
Maybe it's Julie Chen finally joining the Big Brother house. They gave her a pass to skip all the beginning.
She just walks in, yeah.
She walks in. It's like, what's up, guys?
She would be out immediately.
Here.
She would be out immediately.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think they want to play with her.
I disagree.
But she they've all been in the BB bubble, so she has to stay out of that.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be one of those things like someone is up on the terrace or up on the overhang, and they're gonna talk and throw out the twist to everybody, and then that's gonna be it. I don't see what more they could do at this point, especially with all the regulations and with coronavirus. I don't think they're gonna have anybody actually come in or anything.
I think they will because you don't have to quarantine for 2 weeks before you.
But what I'm saying, I don't think anybody's gonna be in the backyard face to face touching. I think there's gonna be Zingbot.
No, they're gonna be it's gonna be like that.
Yeah,
like what Zingbot did.
This gonna be just like what Zingbot did. So I don't know. I don't really have any guess as to what it is. We'll find out tomorrow. But you have anything else?
Not a thing.
Prediction on who's going home?
My prediction is Davon goes home by a vote of 6-0.
Is there 6 votes?
I don't know. I just took a guess on the number.
No, I think there's 7.
You said you have to have 4, so that would mean there is 6.
I thought that would be 7. 4-3.
Yeah. So that would mean it is 4-3. 7 people. By a vote of 7-0.
I agree. I completely agree. I think it's going to be Davon unanimously, and she's going to go to jury, and it's going to be chaos. And I just hope that we get some like goodbye messages of like Nicole saying it was her that flipped, or Tyler and Christmas saying that Nicole was the flip vote, and then jury gets just like complete chaos. Nicole goes home next week, and we just get a jury segment of just an all-out screaming match.
Yes,
almost
and we
fight. Will. And it will be awesome.
Yes.
It'll save the season. It'll save the season for everybody. Everybody's saying it's super boring, and that will be what saves it.
Yep. And Kevin's going to end up winning it all.
Oh, nope. That's not going to happen. David, Kevin, final 2.
This is officially a David and Kevin podcast.
Maybe for you. Half David and Kevin podcast. But, yeah, if that's all you got, that's all I got. We appreciate you guys listening. If you guys are watching on YouTube and you liked it, you like the podcast, you like what we're saying and talking about, leave a like. If you have any suggestions for us, leave it in the comments, and please subscribe. It'll show up on your feed when we post. If you want to watch this record live, we go live at twitch.tv/reality rundown after every single episode, and we appreciate you guys listening. We will see you tomorrow night for the live vote and eviction.
Boom shakalaka.